Hey everyone, welcome back to another scoop of the crispy. Mike here, and I'm bringing you another movie scoop. This week, we're talking The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And why? Because it is amazing. First off, I don't understand the low reviews that this movie's getting. Let's see, what is everybody giving it? Like, it's same with Man of Steel. I don't understand why everybody was giving it such a low score when it's okay. Okay, there's a certain quality level of certain games or movies or certain things that they reach. Like it doesn't matter your opinion whether you like it or not. There's a certain quality that it has. There's a certain like like yeah, quality that it just emanates and you can just see it. And so a lot of times when it's rated the same as like a really crappy movie, that makes no sense. So let me take a look here because I know didn't Man of Steel got around 50 or something. And we're going to check this because first off, way a million times better. Well, a lot times better than the first one. The first one was like the first one had a lot of potential. There was a lot of things that it could have done so well, but instead it just squandered it and it was like, you know what? Uncle Ben, he got shot. We got that out of the way. We're good. And or his parents, 54% on Rotten Tomatoes. Are you kidding me? Spider-Man 2 should not have that much lowness. Should not be that low. It should be at least 60. No. But seriously, just go watch it. You'll enjoy it if you liked the first one. If you liked if you liked the other ones, you will. You have to. There are some of the coolest action scenes with web slinging ever in any Spider-Man movie. It was so cool, especially in 3D. I highly recommend it in 3D, but I kind of recommend everything in 3D because I have a 3D TV and I kind of really like 3D a lot. So I've kind of gotten used to it. If it's in 2D, then I'm just like, why is this flat? Why don't I feel like I'm moving? But so the camera's behind him, he's swinging, and you feel like it's like a ride. And I could only imagine, unfortunately, I do not have an IMAX movie theater in my vicinity. I have to go down to Las Vegas. That's like an hour and a half south of here. So, they have one. It's okay. I don't know if it's digital, and it's a crappy IMAX theater. Um, Up in northern Utah in Salt Lake, they have a giant IMAX screen, which is one of the best I've been to. And that's too far away. But yeah, if you have an IMAX theater close to you, go to that and watch it. It starts out great, it starts out tons of action, and it kind of gets you in there, gets you hooked. Once they have you hooked, then they slowly reveal things. And it slows down a lot in the middle. And then it kind of picks back up, and then it slows down again. So they have the whole like action. Is my finger bleeding? Freak. So that's dry skin. Really high action, and then it kind of chills, and then it kind of builds and builds again. Then really cool action, and then it kind of builds again. The movie is 162, 2 hours and 22 minutes. I felt, me personally, just because I I don't know what it was. Maybe it's because I wanted more action, but I was kind of expecting it kind to me it kind of felt like it was dragging just because in my mind I knew what was going to happen, and we'll talk about that in spoilers. So tune in for that. This is a non-spoilery talk, and then we'll be talking spoilers. It'll be good. It'll be awesome. Uh But I mean, great action scenes. So cool. So awesome. You should totally check it out just for the action scenes alone. The story was way better than the first. Way, way better. The first one was kind of lame. This one, it makes sense. Everything fits together. Uh, the bad guys are kind of underutilized. I will say that. They do feel rushed. It's kind of like action and then you're building up the story so much and then by the time you get to the end of it you're like, "Oh, that's right. We needed an action scene. Crap. Okay, here, throw it together." Okay, and I mean it doesn't feel thrown together, but it's quick. I mean, don't expect a big long 30-minute final fight. Expect, a pretty good final fight and then kind of a few rushed things. I will say it did feel like there was an ending, like it felt like it ended and we're done. Like, okay, that's cool. But then it went on for an extra 10 minutes. And I was like, maybe even 5, I don't know. But it felt tacked on. Like, you could tell that they said, you know what? We're not going to just end this movie. We're going to show everybody that there's going to be a sequel. So they said, okay, let's go ahead and add that extra. It's the last 5 or 10 minutes is basically like an ad for, like, I didn't wait after, and I forgot that there's an X-Men thing after the credits. I forgot about that, but I knew there wasn't a button scene for Spider-Man because it's like the last 5 or 10 minutes. That's basically setting up for the next movie. So it kind of like it goes, and you're like, okay, it kind of tied everything up, and then it goes, and like, I mean, I'm not saying like a drop. I'm like just saying, all of a sudden, like a few minutes go by, and you're like, it hasn't ended yet. That's weird, and then it starts picking up again with another thing, and you're like, I'm pretty sure the movie ended. They already like finished everything. So what are they talking about? And it is just setting up for the next movie, which afterwards, I mean, and it does get you excited because I was watching it and then it ended. And I was just like, I need to see the third movie now as soon as possible. Cause I mean, it's exciting. It's cool. I liked it. It was really fun. So, the rhino suit, the rhino is not in it. I'd heard he's not in it very much, but it was cool. Like the rhino suit was awesome. I was very impressed with how they did the rhino. I was very impressed with how they did the green goblin. Is he Green Goblin, Hobgoblin? I don't know. The way they did that was so much better than the original Spider-Man. That was so cool. And like I said, the problem is I wanted more of it. Instead, they were just like, "Oh, but we'll get more. We will get more in the next movie." That's the other thing. See? And they did it. They kind of like reel it out and they say, "Oh, look, here's a little bit. We're going to give you more in when does the next movie come out? In a couple more years." So they do that to you. So the main bad guy with Electro, that was tied up okay. But they do definitely leave things open for everything else. And we'll talk more about that in spoilers. And the relationship this time was way, way better because the first time in the first movie, oh man, that the Gwen and the Peter Parker scenes were so annoying. He was like, "Hey, you want to go out?" He's and then she's like, "Yeah, but how do? Yeah, but how do?" And he's like, "Yeah, okay." And they just kind of like mumble back and forth to each other, and you're like, "What are you guys even like?" And I mean, yeah, but high schoolers in love talk that way. Yeah, I get it. Great, whatever. But this one, they actually have a real relationship, and what is it? They're like a real couple in real life anyway, so it shows and it's cool. And they did do like, cause Emma Stone, isn't she a redhead or something? They made her hair great. Like they made her look like a good Gwen Stacy. It worked. It really did. And you kind of forget the way they do her hair and stuff. You kind of forget that she's Emma Stone. You just kind of think, oh, it's Gwen Stacy. So that was cool because the whole Emma Stone thing is like, oh, she's in all these movies and she's playing Emma Stone. So this was good where you kind of forget about that. Andrew Garfield really took control of the role, and it was weird though because he I don't know if I'll just say that. Okay, so they graduate in the movie. They graduate high school, and honestly, how old is he? He's like 27 in real life. Okay, and maybe that was the reason that it helped. But like, he's like my age, and so I can kind of relate to it. Let me look. How old is he? Whereas, um, he doesn't look like a high schooler. It looked like he was graduating college. He's like tall and like he's more toned in the movie and everything. And it's like, you're not graduating high school. You look like you're freaking graduating college with your bachelor's degree. Here, let's look. Let's look at Andrew Garfield. He is um okay, let's do some math here. Um we'll look it up. But he like in the role, and I really liked how Spider-Man is actually Spider-Man, where it's like he's so good at what he does. He's had so much practice. It's way cool. 83. He's 30 this year, and it shows. It shows. Because yeah, he has a baby face, but his body and his height and his build, he looks like a 30-year-old graduating high school. So that definitely, no, he'll be 31 this year. So he turned 30. He is 30. Yeah, so he was like 30 in the movie, and he's like graduating. I think that doesn't look like it. Emma Stone, she can kind of pull it off, but even then, it's pushing it. So how old is she? So those are a few of my gripes, but overall, I mean, it's just so cool. I don't understand. I don't understand why people are giving it such bad reviews. It's great. It's cool, especially in 3D. Go see it. Here, let me look here. So yeah, what else? Sets up, like I said, it sets up for the next movie. Maybe a little too much because it's like, yeah, it's next time. Look how cool that is. But you don't get to see it because next time. So that was kind of disappointing. But let's see here. Other than that, yeah, just go watch it, enjoy it, and everything. 88. So we're talking 26. Yeah, see? Yeah. So yeah, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave them below. And, let me know what you thought. Leave the spoiler free, please. And then I'll have another video where we're just going to spoil the crap out of it. And we'll talk all about how, like, the coolness of it. And yeah, so go watch it. Summer's began. It has begun. Captain America kind of started it, but now it's like official. And then we'll be getting more movies and stuff. It's going to be awesome. So thanks for watching, everyone. Go ahead and like me on Facebook at my Facebook page, Scoop of Crispy. Is that what it is? Maybe I'll have to double check that. Follow me on Twitter at Scoop of Crispy. And we'll see you next time with another movie scoop.